In this video we will have a look at a new rabbit hole that many are going in these days, as the new financial and credit score system soon is to be launched. We see how they are setting the old financial system up for a major collapse, so their auto-ab chaos and new world order system can rise. This video will expose a psychological operation, who are leaking intel just like Qanon, saying they have hacked into the globalists' system, and can change status of people if they hand over their personal details. But I believe there is another agenda behind this.
There's a new system that's going to come online, a financial one. In a time of crisis, it will be called the answer. We're talking about a total collapse of the economy. Cash will go away. Currencies will go away. Trading assets, gone. Crypto, gone. They'll flip the switch basically overnight. That's checkmate. No way out of it. We have the software. We have access. We can see all of it, how it's done, how it works. It's a two-tiered system. One for me and you, and one for them. They will actually get richer from all of this. Much richer. What they're going to offer as a solution is a type of guaranteed income per month, but not a lot. There will be a social score tied to it. If you misbehave, there goes your money. Now what? Their AI and modeling shows people will comply. We see these different classes. Class C, Class S, Class R, Class Q. They're very limited. They are very restrictive. The celebrities, the media, the government, they are all Class S or sovereign. They have no restrictions, no tax requirement, unlimited asset and capital ownership, no section for fines like the other classes. They're exempt. Their asset limits are exempt. Their vaccination status is exempt. They don't have to have a carbon credit score. They're exempt from that. The whole thing is so much like the pandemic. Stir up the fear, put people in top position, then offer the solution. This is a rinse, repeat of that, but we're seeing something different here. Very disturbing. It is so much like the pandemic. Stir up the fear, put people in top position, then offer the solution. This is a rinse, repeat of that, but we're seeing something different here. Very disturbing. With the vaccines, they sort of gave you a choice. With this, we are not seeing a choice at all. You can't opt out of this new banking and currency system at all. It also requires vaccination too. If you don't like how there are special classes you're not in, what are you going to do? If you protest or so much as make a peep online, then boom, they take 50, 100 out of your limited bank account instantly. It will all be tracked, monitored, no escape. Everyone will talk about their social credit score the way we talk about sports or celebrity gossip now. It will be the central feature of your identity. That's what they want. It's interesting they use the word sovereign. That feels like our word, and they took it from us. That's the class you want to be in. The one that offers all the freedom.
So what are these white hat hackers' solution for you might ask?
What's hopeful is my guys are exploring how to delete your social and voting data and move you into the sovereign class. We already tested this and it worked. I found out I was the common class, despite my years of service to the country. That pissed me off. They were able to move me into the sovereign class, so I'm going to be okay. Then we did this for all the people in our network. It worked. It just comes down to deleting all of your data and resetting it or spoofing it. An example would be change your voting history from Republican to Democratic. I'm not saying everything I know yet either. That will come in time. We have to put this out there. Then we will weed out all the paid agents and shills who will try to infiltrate us. Once we get rid of them, I'll reveal the rest.
So, they say that they broke into the system and changed their status to sovereign, and they will do the same for anyone who want their status changed. How can they not think that the elite would have full control with who is in these different classes? Of course they will be monitoring this sovereign class, as it has no restrictions. This sounds a lot like QAnon to me. Let's have a look at some of the people who pushes this so-called intel of the person who goes under the nickname Gideon.
Hey, Inspired Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers, it's John Nolan here, and today back for another inspired conversation. I don't think I should call him a guest anymore. I should probably call him a co-host. So Frank Jacob, thank you so much for joining us again today.
How you doing, John? Good to be here. The person that they've been talking to, they gave him, he has a handle, it's called Gideon. And he's an intel insider who basically is in touch with what's called white hat hackers. White hat hackers, for those who are listening that don't know, those are hackers that they're professional hackers, they're code break, they're people that are really smart that companies hire to find all the loopholes and cracks and places in the software where there's, somebody could break in. There's already people in the S-class that are actively involved in moving funds into this new account, whether personally or through their agents, which means that they're aware of it, and which means that there's going to be definitely, and these people are, in general, they're extremely wealthy. They are obviously they're the politicians. They are artists, powerful and like big name artists. And essentially the people that are in this represent kind of another class, which they're calling the sovereign class. So leaving the rest of us on the outside, because this Gideon has begun to share the screenshots that the white hats have leaked out, have been able to smuggle out of their offices to show us, some of the functionality.
All these intel drops, and leak of poorly made screenshots again just reminds me of how QAnon operates. If these so-called hackers were in the system, why would they not take print screens so that you were able to see more than just these bad quality account screenshots? Let's see another thing that points to QAnon. It is in their Telegram group where the person who they say has all contacts with this mysterious Gideon, saying that they will announce something soon. That is a classic QAnon sentence. And he also emphasizes how important it is to help as many as possible to change their status to sovereign in the system. The thing is just, they can't change anything in this system, or if these so-called white hat hackers would gain access, then the elite would have those holes closed. What I am thinking this is about is to put as many who are against this system on a list to hand over to the government to assign them to a restricted or quarantined class. All this is, as with so many other things these days, tied in with the New Age religion, as that is the religion of the globalists, and what they are pushing upon the world. Let's have a look at this John Knowles guy who are pushing this QAnon 2.0 agenda, and how involved he is in the New Age movement.
Whew. Whew. We're going to talk about the New Age today. Raise your arms, close your eyes, and take deep, very deep, intense breaths. And we're going to get faster and faster until we're at the end of the 45 seconds. So close your eyes. Woo! It's the age of the Aquarius now. We're now building for the long term. So we as humans, we are so important, and it comes from within. It, I don't know what belief system many of your listeners and viewers subscribe to, but it doesn't really matter as long as you realize it's not external, it's internal. That whether that's Jesus, the Christ consciousness. The return of the Christ consciousness is really
inside
within.
There's not a man coming to save us on the 3D. It's all about going within and finding that, isn't it? That inner working.
people are basically abandoning Christianity, abandoning their belief in God, and they're now jumping on a New Age train. We are the powerful creators that we co-create with the Creator. And we see this now as we move into this new age of the Aquarius. We can simply see that there is no stopping anymore. Throughout, basically in the still 80s and 90s and even the early 2000s, it was very split up. There was a clear line between New Age believers and Christian believers. And it's beginning to understand that there's wisdom everywhere, that we have interpreted things, that we have misunderstood things, that knowledge and wisdom was missing, that the Bible is such an extensive work of teachings. It is not complete. There's at least 18 or 19 books missing. So once we understand that when we bring all of this together again, that it always was one core teaching.
And that is the core teachings of the seducing spirits, and doctrines of devils, which he is promoting. Let's also see him together with a few other controlled oppositions.
Hey, Inspired Tribe, how's it going? Welcome to a very inspired conversation today. I'm extremely honored and excited to welcome the one and only Mr. David Icke. Thank you so much for taking the time today.
No problem. I think you do great work. I love your videos.
We create this. We are this moving light, and your words are so empowering through the ether here. So I can see what you're saying, and what I'm feeling in my heart is that this moment, when it happens, when this baggage falls off, this golden age might manifest in a physical reality way faster than we could possibly imagine right now, and it might begin to, almost like a fairy tale, begin to unravel all around us. And I think I'm with you completely that this is exactly what's coming, and it might be coming faster than we think.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it is clear that many of these false things being pushed today are from these new ages, and all we can do is pray that their spiritual blinded eyes will be opened and they realize that there is no Christ consciousness, but only the true Christ, Yeshua, who is coming back soon for his bride. Do not give your informations to any of these QAnon people. There is nothing we can do to stop it. And we shouldn't try to stop it either. What is prophesied to happen, must come to pass. God bless you all.